Welcome back, everybody, to episode 86 of The Lookout.
Hey,
86 and things, man.
86.
86. We are here. Of course, my name is Meelz. I am here with the Platinum Chanel boy himself, Jeff. Are we
Hey.
still out of Platinum Chanel?
I am. I have not went and purchased any more, but it's okay. I will eventually at some point. So yeah, but you know, the name is the name. I can't get rid of it.
Name is the name. Listen, you've taken on the brand itself.
I sure have. I'm hoping for a deal. You know, Lookout,
Let's
Chanel.
V8
collab.
Splash. I hear all the things you're doing on.
You hear the V8 Splash stuff going on? I was trying to keep my my gimmick separate, you know. But
okay,
here we are.
We'll listen to RSPN. Also, it comes out the same day as this.
Absolutely.
We are not alone on this episode.
We are not,
which I'm grateful for, because we have someone who I have admired. And let me make it less creepy. Okay. Because I truly enjoy really great cosplay, and I can tell this person takes a lot of pride and a lot of effort and is a very creative mind when doing these things. So I want to introduce, for the first time ever on The Lookout, hopefully not the last time, but definitely the first time. You may know her as Madara's daughter. On every other social media platform, we're going to call her Nezu on this podcast.
Right.
Welcome, Nezu, to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Listen, cosplay. Why are you killing it so crazy as much as you are?
What's the drive? What drives you? You know?
Please. What the Ed and Eddie thing? Like,
amazing.
Come on. Like, really. It's really good. It's really good. I just want. I want to start ask you the first thing we usually ask our guests before anything. What got you into anime? What was the first anime that you saw? What was that sort of thing? Because we're from, of course, United States, and we had Toonami and stuff like that. I don't know if even you guys had Toonami, but we like to know, because I think this is the second time we've had someone from the UK, and the first time
it is. Yeah.
We just did not ask.
Yeah, I don't think we did. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. But shout out to Turtle Cork anyway. But
good guy.
What was your introduction into anime, Nezu?
So actually, I didn't start watching anime in the UK. I started watching it in Spain.
Wow.
And so it was just cartoons for me. I don't remember the channels that we watched at one, but it was just mainly cartoons. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and at the time it wasn't One Piece. Yeah, One Piece wasn't there at the time. I don't remember anyway. But yeah, it was those two, and they were just around as any other cartoon, like your Scooby Doo's and your Tom and Jerry's and stuff. They're just cartoons to me. Like, I mean, they are still cartoons, but like Western cartoons, basically.
Yeah. Right.
So I just thought they were all the same. And then I came to the UK. It was still, Dragon Ball Z was on this channel called Kicks that we had. Well, Dragon Ball GT. Was it GT? No. Was it GT? There's another Dragon Ball Z, isn't it? Oh, GT. Yeah,
there's GT. Yeah. GT is a thing. Was it like dark and like kind of scary, and everyone was older?
No, but
Dragon Ball? Maybe Dragon Ball?
No, it wasn't Dragon Ball. There's something else, but
it's probably GT.
A less bloody version, basically. I don't know.
Oh, it may have been Kai.
Kai, that's it.
Yeah.
Kai, yes.
There you go.
Okay.
That's the one that was shown on Kicks. So I used to watch it every opportunity I got. And then when I got into, I guess you would call it middle school or so over there. Obviously, we call it secondary school. When I started secondary school, I started watching more stuff on Nickelodeon. Because everyone was talking about, is it Zoe 210 or whatever it's called? I don't remember.
Zoe 101.
Okay, listen. No, it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's okay. Irrelevant show. Irrelevant.
And so everyone talks about shows like that. So I tried to watch it to see what everyone's talking about, but obviously those weren't my things. So then there was Avatar, The Last Airbender. So I decided to watch it as it came out every week. And I got really into it. But then the thing about, channels, they don't show you everything, and they don't show it to you in order. They just put whatever order out there. Well, Nickelodeon did try to do a good job of like putting it in order.
Right.
So I think after that, my friend told me that we could watch the entire thing online. So we went on this website that shall not be named.
Shout out the website.
Shout out
Shout
to
out that
website.
website. Went on the website and found Avatar, The Last Airbender, and I watched the whole thing. And I was like, wow, this is like really good. I wonder if there are more cartoons like this. And she said, oh, well, there's Death Note.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was Death Note. And I watched Death Note and I was like, this is amazing. So then me being me, I do my, like, where is this from? Like, who made this and stuff. So doing loads of research. And that's how I found out they were actually manga. And I was watching anime, and this guy would always bring in his Bleach manga to school, and he started bringing them for me as well. So I read Bleach on the actual manga, which was really great. And after when I caught up to Bleach, I started reading Naruto online, and yeah, this thing just went from there basically. I think I started watching and reading things properly when I was like 12, not reading in general, like manga when I was like 12, 13 or so. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it, and then here we are.
Yeah,
Here we are. Yeah.
11 years later.
I'm glad it's such a similar story, no matter where the hell you came from.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
sort of a similar
Every
story.
time. Every
It's
time.
it's Dragon Ball always. They put it
No,
everywhere.
but honestly, I think that's a good representation of like, Meelz and I, we're not talking about Dragon Ball at this very moment, hopefully soon, but it's crazy that, 99% of the time, Dragon Ball is kind of like the birth of what we kind of grew up on coming up in the 90s and stuff like that. So, man, it shows how great that series is and what it's done for, anime and manga for sure.
I'm pretty sure we're showing our age because I feel like
Yeah, well,
you
that's
came
a
up
whole
in a
nother.
different decade than we did, but
Well, that's true too.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Nonetheless, what are you since then? Since you've watched so many at this point, what would you say are like your favorite animes? Just period. Like if you had to name like 5,
It's a real
I'm not even
question
saying
right
top
now.
5, just like 5.
No pressure.
No, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Brotherhood is
One.
easy.
That was my second major anime
Yeah.
I've ever watched.
What's your first major?
Dragon Ball Z.
For real.
So yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Hunter x Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
Monster, which I prefer in the manga format. I love Monster. What were the other? I think they changed. Other ones literally changed all the time. I want to put Naruto there because everyone's like, "Oh, how come Naruto's not in your top 5? But you love your name's Mother's Daughter." Like, yeah.
So you got to put it in there.
Listen, see,
Yeah.
you box yourself in with the branding already.
I know.
Be careful doing that.
And I don't know. I would probably put Clannad as well, which is like a shoujo anime, which is really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, that's a very good anime too. I have loads.
Interesting.
It's like a massive list.
Yeah, I bet. First of all, you named something that immediately sparked for Jeff. Hunter x Hunter is his favorite.
Yeah. I love Hunter x Hunter. Got tattoos, all that type of shit. So yeah, Hunter x Hunter is great for me. It was kind of the one that where I really started to. Before, I think I was just watching, kind of. I enjoyed it, but then I started really diving into stories and like calculating everything, and trying to kill the plot line before I actually get to it. Like that was really the show that kind of did it for me. So I definitely understand. But you named classics, like respectable shows for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so where does the cosplay come in? Where does this fit in the story? In the what would we call this? Is it the origin story?
Origin
of Nezu?
story,
Yeah, let's call it. Where does
Origin
this fit
story
in?
arc.
So I mentioned my friend who basically got me into like Death Note and stuff and other anime too. So she found out that they had like conventions basically, and people dress up as their favorite anime character. So we then decided to go to our first con in the UK. It's called MCM. So we went to MCM and people were dressed up, and I really, really wanted to dress up. But I just didn't know anything about it. And then the thing that scared me, I just felt like it was in my place because a lot of the cosplayers didn't look like me. None of them looked like me actually. So for someone, I'm just not as confident as I would portray online. I'm a very shy person, and I was very anxious and still am, but I just didn't want to do it because I just didn't think people who looked like me, or black women, didn't cosplay. That's what I thought. I thought it was just like makeup artists, but I just never thought there were black women who cosplay. And I think it was when I was in university. I think my third year of university. That's when I was like, actually, you know what? I really want to do this because I've been wanting to do it, but I just never knew how to start because I just didn't see anyone, like any black women, doing cosplay. And
I get it.
It's hard. And I wasn't someone who was on social media 24/7. Maybe that's probably the reason why, because I wasn't actually actively searching for it.
Right.
But yeah, so I think after I then saw one female black cosplayer, and I started showing my friends, like, oh my god, like, wow, she cosplays, and I was getting so excited and things like that. And I decided checking out the people that she followed, and it was loads of different black cosplayers, and I was very shocked. And it took me a while before I actually said, okay, let me actually do my first cosplay. So I think one day I was just like, I was bored, and I just went on the internet and I was looking at my hero stuff, and I saw a Toga cosplay, like to purchase.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And I said, whatever, and I just bought it, and it came. And I did the cosplay, and the reception was great. I was like, wow, okay. This is really kind of cool. Let me do some more.
Yeah.
And I did some more, and then that's kind of how it went from there. But I wouldn't have ever done it if I didn't see the beautiful black women cosplaying on Instagram and stuff. Yeah,
that's a lovely thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's a beautiful thing. We talked to Sachi Chibithad as well, and she had a similar story as well, with cosplaying and just kind of like seeing more of your community and how it inspires you. And now you guys are pretty much like kind of everywhere. You guys are doing the damn thing. I mean, I don't think it's being defined by skin color and stuff, even though people will still hate, because I know there's still hate. People
it's
like,
natural,
but they're not black, and you're like, well, tough, because I look damn good doing this.
Yeah.
So I love that, and I love that sort of story. Your origin story now translates. I'm super fast forwarding all the way to something more recently. You contributed to this year's Crunchyroll Awards.
Yes, I did.
How was that experience?
Incredible.
How was that? Listen, learning. We started from you learning about anime, and now you're like contributing to the Anime Awards itself.
Yeah.
How was that sort of experience? How did you feel when the announcement came through? How was kind of just the entire experience of it?
So it was very interesting from start to now, I would say, because sort of when I received an email from Crunchyroll, but it went to my spam folder.
Maybe I should check mine. We need to check ours.
Yeah, I check that every day now because it went to my spam folder, and then one day I was like, let me check my spam folder, and I saw the email, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, Crunchyroll. And then I read the email, and it was like, yeah, the deadline is this day at this time. And it was like 5 hours past the deadline. And I was
no.
scared. Oh my god, what the fuck? Why would this happen to me? Like, really? And then I just sent an email. So there was like a form to complete and stuff like that. I just completed it, sent an email saying like, I didn't see the email. It went to my spam folder. I'm really sorry. And stuff, and they just said it's fine, and they just put me in the list, and that was great. And then we had to then nominate anime characters or anime shows or songs or for all the different categories basically, and sort of go into depth as to why they deserve to win the anime, or why they deserve to be nominated officially on for the awards. And yeah, I mean, I really tried to push my faves. I really did. Like, so that was that was an experience in itself. So
That's awesome.
It was great. It was really fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's
I legitimately thank you for just literally, because I don't know if you just did, Jeff. I just checked my spam folder.
I sure did, bro. Like literally, I promise you I did. Because you never know. I'm like, wait a minute, Meelz. Maybe we need to check the lookout account real quick. Make sure ain't no deals sitting.
All right, but that's awesome. Shout out to you and congratulations to everybody who sort of won. And congratulations, it was just like a very, I would say, very diverse pool. I mean, you're talking about Black women and then Black men and just kind of everyone who's sort of into anime. It's bigger, it's culture, it's becoming much bigger than just like, oh, you're a nerd. Everyone's still kind of a nerd. But it's becoming so much bigger than that, and it's just it's a great experience. Shout out to you.
That they highlighted that a bit more in the actual anime awards show. Towards the end, they were showing all the content creators and stuff. I do wish that was a bit more diverse.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get it there. We're gonna get it there. We definitely will.
We absolutely will. Damn. But you're right. You're absolutely right. Thank you for all of that. What we're gonna do now? It's Titan time.
It's Titan time.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, episode 12 of Attack on Titan guides. First of all, Nezu, since you're new here and new to all this thing, how has been your experience watching this final season of Attack on Titan so far? We have like 5 more episodes after this. How's it been so far?
Oh my gosh, like actually, I don't even know why I didn't put Attack on Titan in my top 5. Yeah, take out Naruto.
Damn, Naruto. Damn. No, that's real though. That's real. I mean,
I just Attack on Titan has been that anime when I watched it, because I watched it the first day it came out. Like when it dropped, that was when my Attack on Titan journey started, and I remember thinking like, this anime is different. Well, I have never seen an anime like this, and even till now, I still have that feeling like this is different. Like I cannot sit here and be like, oh, I know what's gonna happen next. I have no clue what's going to even happen the next, like in the next scene. Like that's how it's so it's really crazy.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's like you walk with the characters a lot of the time, and sometimes you're in a different character's perspective, and sometimes like we were in Aaron's perspective for the most part of the first couple seasons, right? Where he wouldn't know things, so we wouldn't know either.
Exactly.
And now it's kind of switched. Like he knows a lot, and we have no clue what this man is doing. And now we're in Mikasa and Armin's seat, because we're just like, wait, what is
this nigga's wilding? Yeah, he's out of control.
He is, and this has been such a journey. I love Attack on Titan so much.
Oh
I just
my god!
cannot believe that it's finishing in April. Like 2 more chapters. I don't read the manga, by the way, but 2 more chapters. Okay,
I'm gonna let you know. There is no way it's ending. I can personally say this. I only say this because currently in the manga, it hasn't ended yet. So I would be very surprised if it ended. I would be very, very surprised if they wrapped up. So hopefully this is just a part 1 of the season. I would like to believe. I would not like them to sully the season by ending it wherever it ends up. But I don't think it's over yet. That's just a hunch from me. I think we're going to get a couple more episodes before the end of the year.
They're splitting up in 2, correct?
It hasn't been officially announced, but that's what I believe is happening.
Yeah, they're splitting that thing.
Let's talk about this episode, because we get I'm trying to figure out what I want to talk about first. Exploding chair.
That's a really great time, I would say.
People trying to storm the HQ, which is very.
You want to talk about Yelena?
Let's talk about Yelena. Yelena, she's someone who was down for the cause. She's a day one.
Day one
Zeke.
one.
They talk about Jaegerist in this episode. I think she's a day one Zeke.
Jaegerist.
Zeker.
The Zekers.
She's a Zeker. She's a day one Zeker. She doesn't. She is the. We start off this episode with her confessing that she met Aaron, even though it was like, "Did you meet Aaron last week?" And then she kind of comes out. This episode,
she said it was low key. She was like, "It was low key. We met up. We weren't supposed to, but we had to, and we discussed some things,
But the way she put it as she was like fangirling.
I know.
Yeah. I'm so confused with that, because I feel like she is, but then also like maybe it's because of it's like the founding Titan thing. She's like, I just want to be in the present.
I think it is. I think it is that. I don't necessarily think it's like Aaron directly.
Yeah, because I think she's like, because she felt kind of the same way about Zeke and the Beast Titan. She's like, wow, I saw the Beast Titan for the first time, and it was like, damn, did you see that? Yeah. Like, wow.
No. I mean, I can, if you were, let's say, you ran into like Hiro from like Gundam Wing, like, hey man, that guy pilots a fucking Gundam, man. I want to just be around him. I think it's a similar situation. It's just like, yo, he's the founding Titan.
Yo, she confessed and she said all of this. People don't believe. I mean, I don't believe her neither. I don't believe her story. I think it's
she definitely capping. She's capping for sure.
Like Pixis said.
Oyampuku is in on it as well, because he was quite confused. But like right now, I don't know who's
I think he's an honest black man. That's what I think.
I'll say no, because
I don't think he's in on it.
They cut to him. And he's like, she did what?
Yeah. Like,
he's like,
that was authentic.
I've been living at the storage. First of all, he was like, for 3 years. He's talking to Hanji, by the way. He's like, for 3 years, I helped you build trains. I helped you build boats. You wouldn't have the cotton gin if it wasn't for me. You wouldn't have peanut butter, traffic lights, all this other shit. Like, I am the black inventor on this island.
You know what that reminds me of? You know that Drake meme where he's like, "You see all this? You saw this?"
Yeah.
He's like, you wouldn't have any of this as me. So she's like, I'm confused right now of why I have people surrounding my house, because I ain't really do nothing. And Hanji's just like, yo, Yelena, it's because of Yelena, and now we can't trust any of you people who just came to our island, all you Marlians and stuff like that. He's like, well, what did Yelena do? And it's like, Yelena talked to Aaron. And he was like, she did what? I had no idea. Like, and he seems genuine. He seems genuine. He's like, nah. And
it was legit. It was legit.
And Hanji's just confused because it's like, yo, Yelena was someone who like spoke up for Marlians on this island. Like, she's like the one who got people jobs, able to have people walk around, or et cetera, like spoke up because
I don't know how to feel about that, because Hanji said that she got work passes for Marlians in places like restaurants and stuff. She's like, Yelena must be up to something, because then like are they putting stuff in the drinks to control people?
Listen, you never know. Not with this shit. You don't know.
You never know. But I mean, I know, but you'll never know.
Like the actual real gasp you just let off tells me like something just clicked in your head.
It's why they rush into they're rushing to the restaurant. Obviously, they're rushing to anywhere where Marlians are at. They're talking to Onion Capone. They're talking to. I'm sure they're going to talk to Niccolo pretty soon. But we find out that Yelena was down for the cause. She was murking people. She was, all these type of things in the name of Zeke to get Zeke's plan across. And it's like, wow, she's really like
hardcore, man. She's hardcore.
Like a down ass, I was like, damn, okay, she with the cause. She for real with the cause. So Yelena's entire story and stuff like that is being uncovered. I like that part. I thought
it was great. Like, good storytelling.
Enthralled that she's just like introduced to the show and she really kind of has a major part or something along those lines. I also think, I have a theory that she didn't tell Aaron the exact plan because she doesn't know the plan.
Yeah.
Because Zeke didn't tell her the plan. I feel like Zeke told her certain things because he wants the least amount of people to know about what the plan is going on. Like if they captured Yelena, they could like torture her and she could spill the information.
For sure.
So I think he told her like the bare minimum of like, okay, here's what we want to do thus far, and apparently like where to meet, because like first of all, we got to talk about this lack of security over in Parody. Kids
there is no security, man.
They need to invent Onion Capone need to invent the alarm or something, because there's no security. The kids just run off and they're just gone, and it's not like let's do a search. It's like, no, they're fucking kids. Like leave them alone.
Yeah, there's no reason. Like let's just let them go.
100 guards escape jail. 100.
Where are they? What is this?
Eren Yeager escapes jail.
There's nobody is seriously guarding anybody.
And let me tell you, first of all, Eren's a psychopath just in general, because he's been only staying in. He knows he can break free from jail, and he's just staying in jail just to like think.
Yeah,
like
I knew something wasn't right when a few episodes ago, him staring in the mirror. There was water everywhere. Who lives like that? All over the floor, all over the counter. He's walking in it. What's going on, Eren?
He's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. But yeah, the biggest, I think the biggest, because it was in the trailer and it was like the most like, oh my god, like sexy Eren.
Yeah.
So all the people, they don't even show you like how they escape or like what's the plan. We'll get to everything that happened beforehand, but the escape
just know
the fact
they escape.
Just the fact that 100 people escaped is crazy.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot, including Flock. Flock was running. I don't like Flock. Never trusted.
I'm not
Flock.
a fan. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of the season 3er. He just showed up and just started
the season 3er debut. He doesn't have he don't have no ties. Man.
Like he outlived Erwin for whatever reason. Like he was just like, and he was trying to get people to like revive Erwin and not Armin. I was just like, you're doing a lot. I just got introduced to you, but he's there. He hands Eren the jacket, and of course, it's the moment everyone's been waiting for.
Jackie just hits the win. He got like 8 abs. He looks wonderful. I mean,
he got 10 abs, bro.
Was it 10? He looks amazing. Super handsome. Although still psychotic and psycho.
Psycho man bun, by the way.
Man, he's on a different level. He's trying to come for Levi's title. I feel like, but I just think it's impossible.
It is impossible. I'm not gonna lie.
See, that's coming from a woman. I'm telling you right now, they're super handsome, but Levi is 10 out of 10.
You crazy when you break out of prison with no shirt on.
Yeah, like who's not noticing you?
No shoes on either.
Who's not noticing you? Like,
and he's just walking like, yo, anybody could try if they want to, but I got like 4 Titans in me.
And he wasn't running.
No,
he was taking his time. Incredible, man! What a show.
Because how did I don't know if he transformed into a Titan because he had the lines on his face.
Mm-hmm. So I think he did.
He did? So no one knows it's like a massive ass. Well, I mean, he could have a Titan and gone underground or something, but it's
that's true.
Massive or something.
People must have died.
Like shakes or something. I don't know how he
People must have died. They must have died, and no one just knew.
They didn't care about showing us because it happened so much.
Nah, yeah, this show is like
the explosion distracted everyone from
they killed people.
The explosion.
It was transformed into a Titan or so. It was
it was just like I do it a little halfway. Okay, so where am I at in this episode? Okay, so we already got this shirtless Eren. We can get past that.
Let's
talk about the secret the commander-in-chief, Darius Zachary, or as we knew him in this episode. So Mikasa and Armin are both. By the way, do you feel like I was gonna ask this at the end, but do you feel like maybe they're too trustful of Eren in this situation? I mean, like if you were in their situation, would you be as like, nah, Eren's just kind of he's having a day.
I think they need to understand. I think they do understand, but they just got history, man. I think they're so caught up in the nostalgia of like Eren and what they all went through the same things together. Mm-hmm. So now that Aaron's kind of doing things separately. I think it's freaking him out, but they still want to be on his side. They want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know how, because they should know him better than anybody. He's lost his mind. Like he's gone, and they should be understanding considering everything that he's been through. But I think they are trying to play this tight role of, they're walking on both sides. Like, yeah, we are suspicious of Aaron. He is acting weird, but it's Aaron. Come on, guys, it's Aaron. And I don't know. It's crazy.
I think it's more so Mikasa than Armin, because I think, was it the last episode or so, where he was basically saying that we're just gonna have to find someone to inherit his titans or something like that.
Right.
Because I feel like Armin is more level-headed and he can call a spade a spade. He's that type of guy.
Yeah.
And I feel as though he knows if Aaron goes too far, he would know that he would be like, okay, yeah, we should put him down because he's now a threat to everybody.
Right.
But Mikasa isn't that way. Mikasa is still, Aaron is like, we can change him, we can find him, I know Armin has strong ties with Aaron, but he knows when to step away, I think, sometimes, because he has leadership mentality. Even though he's not as chaotic as Erwin is, because Erwin, that man, led thousands to death march. But but he's capable of seeing things from a different perspective, and which is why I like Armin as a character so much, because he's very smart as a character.
Yeah,
he is.
He's very level-headed, but I don't think he lets his emotions sway him as much as Mikasa does.
Yeah, Mikasa, she seems to be like very like so much paralyzed by the situation, and she's someone who's like badass. Like she to
be like a distant relative or a relative to Levi, she's definitely too sensitive, caring.
Yeah, because Levi would have kicked Aaron in the face as soon as he was like, yo, just relax. Either way, so they have this plan of like, okay, we're gonna talk to Premier's Zachary, Commander-in-Chief Zachary, depending on whatever localization you call it. But they want to talk to him, and it's like, yo, can we see Aaron? And they're like, no, Aaron has been compromised by Zeke. Like at this point, he's been compromised. Like he's obviously running with Zeke. He obviously doesn't give a fuck about anything. He's obviously doing whatever he wants to do. So any conversation with him could possibly either manipulate his brain or continue or something along the line, even though he's like, I guess the longer he stay there, the more the wheels are turning in his own head, to be honest with you. I don't think, like they were saying, like it couldn't hurt if we talked to him, but Commander Zachary is like, yo, it might hurt. Like, it might hurt. You don't know.
Yeah.
It might, he might convert you guys, and then suddenly, the colossal titan is killing us all. So you never know.
Converting is that easy right now in this series. Like there's two sides, but honestly, both sides do have points. So yeah, he's right. It's like, yo, I don't want him to talk to you. You don't know what he's gonna say, what he may convince you to do.
Right. He's like, I'm sure he'll be like, but Aaron, these are our friends. He's like, yo, tell your friends to come along and then too. There's plenty on the Jaegerist side. Listen, you know where shirts where I'm from.
Jaegerist.
Because right now I'm kind of thinking of what they feel, because like normally when Aaron has a plan or he wants to do something, he'll tell them, and then they will like sort of think about it, like, hey, this might not be a great idea, or this might be a great idea, let's do it. And then now it's like they're finding out things from people Aaron like wouldn't normally communicate with, and I was shamed as a friend, like like when they said that, Aaron met up with Yelena, or Aaron might be manipulated by Zeke or so, they were shocked out of their mind. Like, what is going on here?
Aaron? No.
No way. He hasn't done anything radical in a long time.
No. Aaron manipulated by Zeke? What? He hated Zeke all last season.
All last season, that's what the last arc.
In the last arc. 4 years ago, he hated Zeke, and he, but Yeah, I mean, well, listen, a lot of things have radically changed. Like the entire situation has changed there.
Mhm.
And, you know, we get to the office itself. Commander Zachary is like, nah, yeah, we're not going to see it. And then they look over and they're like, Mikasa is like, so what are you going to do with Eren? And they all look over to the chair and she's like, oh my God. I mean, they're going to give him the chair. And he's like, nah, they, you know, they just store this chair in my office. Cause
Yeah, it's just in here. I don't worry about it. It looks weird.
Wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Slow it down. Wait, roll it back. So you're the commander in chief.
Mm-hmm.
They have no place to store this particular chair.
Right. So they put it in your office.
They put it in the commander in chief's office. They're like, no, you store the chair instead of storing it anywhere else in the building or outside or something along the lines. It was like, no.
That would have been sus to me. Like, why?
It sounds like shenanigans. Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
And you know, Anyan Capone hasn't invented the elevator yet, so he's just like, you know, they carried that up the stairs. They put it in there. They're like, how does it look? Do you want to sit this way? He's like,
it's whatever. I'm not going to sit in it anyways. Just put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that what he said? Like,
I'm pretty sure. And then they look at this chair. I mean, I would have thought it was a suspicious chair, but I don't know. I don't know how many chairs come through his life, and he's just like,
maybe this is nothing to him. You know, he gets new chairs all the time.
Right. So Mikasa,
it looked like a what's the word? What's it called? Like it looked like they were gonna use it to kill Eren. Though that's why they were like they asked like, why is that chair there?
It either looked like a electric chair
or
some shit to like crush people's heads, or like the wildest baby shower chair that you.
It shouldn't be there. No matter what, it doesn't even fit the room. Like it doesn't. No. It's not good decor at all. You know, it doesn't match the carpet. It's just a bad chair. I don't know why it was there.
Nonetheless, Mikasa and Armin leave the room,
and then we find out why it was there.
Seconds later. Yeah, Mikasa's like, no, I'm just go listen. And Armin's like, yo, chill. They already think that we're like, Jaegerists. And then the room explodes, and I don't think they didn't need to do what they did. They didn't need to do what they did.
Yes, they did. They did need to do this. This is Attack on Titan. We didn't see anything wild yet up until that point on this episode, and it was just a perfect image. Been like. He literally went up like a rainbow. He was his body just stomach up. And he just flew over.
The noise it made when it hit the floor.
I know. It was amazing, wasn't it?
It was.
I was about to say, it's like, couldn't we go a couple episodes without murder? But then I remember Gabi last episode murdered that guy.
No, sir. We got to see it or it doesn't count.
Yeah. So, you know.
We should count. We should rewatch the series and see. Like, is there an episode where nobody dies that we're aware of?
I feel like there is, but
there's got to be, but still,
like,
not even in flashbacks.
Where Eren was like sort of like learning of his Titan powers and stuff, his Titan abilities. Especially that episode, you know, when like he held the spoon and he transformed. You know,
yeah.
Episodes there weren't really any deaths.
Oof. There's got to be more deaths in each one than not, though, for sure.
You got to do the One Piece thing where they do the One Piece filler things and then just put like death episodes and just like, here's 1 through 20. If you with gore, watch first 15, then 17, then a couple afterwards. All right, so boom, chair explode, body goes flying, like literally catches, hangs,
dumps the ground,
all the other stuff,
all air,
right in front of the people.
Yeah,
and people aren't mortified that a body just hit in front of them. They're invigorated. They're like, yes,
finally! Yeah! Like, they're so... This is the world they're living in. Like, I'm throwing up.
We're living in at this point.
I know, right? I'm throwing up. Like, as soon as I see the body, I'm like, oh, I'm done. Like, I'm throwing up on whoever's closest to me. Like, I'm running away. Like, yeah, it's bad.
You know, with that though, because that's what's got me thinking. Because I don't know if this is like based on times where men drink more alcohol than women do, and then
you think they were drunk?
Not drunk. I think they put something in those drinks. Like, I still think it's something that's making them go wild like that. Like, and it's just a lot of them there were just not even thinking, and they were like, when the body hit the floor, and they're like, yeah, this is what we wanted.
Yeah.
Like, damn, are you guys not gonna even see what just happened? Like,
listen, they too far. They too far.
They're
Listen,
gone.
this is too.
They didn't
This
seem
is
too
too
much.
triggering. It was just a month and a half ago of all this, of all the storming the Capitol, and now I'm just like, they about to do something crazy. These white people crazy.
If you're not a part of like the damage in this show, like I wouldn't want to just be a civilian living in this world. Like I might as well be a part of the action. Forget it, bro. It's too boring to just be at home. You know how fearful these people who just have regular jobs live at home. How they have to live. I might as well be a part of this.
Listen,
For
they're
real.
about to die anyway.
I mean,
everyone's
might
about to die. All right, so let's kind of wrap this entire thing up. So eventually we get back to the offices, and Hanji is sort of called for like, yo, your scouts are wilding, and 100 of them escaped, and Commander Zachary, Darius Zachary died, and we had to scoop his body off the pavement, and all these other things. What do you have to say for yourself? And she's like, I'm not resigning. That's what I have to say for myself, because it would be wild to resign right now. And they're doing all of this in front of Kiyomi.
Yeah.
And eventually Commander Pixis comes in and is like, yo, you're fighting in front of people. And I'm just like, I don't even think they care. Like, I don't think
they don't.
His response, though, that shocked me completely. Like, when
talk about it,
what do you think we should do? And he's just like, let's just join Eren. I was like, what?
He's like, that's simple to me. I already know what I want to do.
He got us this far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's real though. You do got to think about that. He did.
He's like, I'm a first seasoner, baby. I was here since the first season.
I'm locked in with my homie. Straight up, no cap.
He was like, listen, we here. Let's just roll with Eren, because at this point he's like, no, I don't know if we rolling with Zeke yet.
It is easier to choose Eren in this situation, regardless of how crazy he is.
Because they're gonna do the rumbling anyway.
Like
they want to do the rumbling.
They
anyway,
do.
so.
They want to get the shit over with. They definitely do.
So I'm not sure what they want to do, but I gotta talk about my favorite part. One of my favorite parts. It's the interaction between Kiyomi and Mikasa.
Yeah.
Where Kiyomi's like, Mikasa, it's getting kind of wild here. I want you to come back to our country.
Yeah.
And Mikasa's like, I'm an Eldian.
No.
And to where Kiyomi's like, but the only reason I came here is because of you.
It's like, I didn't ask you to do that, bro.
And Mikasa's like, so you didn't come for the iceberg stone? You didn't come for all the minerals and shit we got in this?
Stop capping. She played it, man. She was like, look, you don't do this. Don't come here talking to me, trying to get me to do stuff. I'm not here for that. You see what's going on.
Yeah. He's
I
like,
can't
I'm
leave.
an LDN. All right? Listen. I rolls over here. I've been seeing this halfway through. I'm not just gonna leave now. It's the final season. But
it's the final season.
She's just like,
in the last arc, man.
Yeah, she's just like, Mikasa pretty much doesn't trust her. She's like, yo, and everyone's like, the legacy of the Azumabito is just gonna be some money hungering like people and I was like, that's kind of what you look like, because I mean, you ain't put no soldiers to pavement. You ain't doing nothing yet. We're here to see this rumbling go off, and you're just here to watch. She's like, even if the rumbling happens, if it's a success or not, you're just worried about your own country and not the Eldians. And she's like, damn, you got me there. Shit.
Yeah, it's like, well, duh. I mean, why wouldn't I be like, this is where I live, man.
Like, listen, I can't go back home without.
I can't go back.
Agreeing to some Titan shit. Like, I just can't. Final scene of the episode. Pika's in the cut. They came way sooner than I thought they would.
Pika's in the cut.
I know they were ready. Last episode, there was like, no, we need to head there immediately. I knew they were ready to do that. I didn't know like next episode immediately. Because the way the show does pacing and stuff like that, it's like, I didn't know. And first of all, let's talk about that. The security of Parody. How'd she just get on the island?
We don't know.
It's like, Parody's not like on the coast. Like, it's like, I mean, it's close to the coast, but it's like not totally there. Like you got to go through like a forest and all this. How they just get there? Pika's just there.
I mean, it's kind of like how Aaron's dad just got in. Like,
Yeah.
Like, so this person's just gonna enter, and none of you are gonna sort of like keep your eye on him, like.
Well, once you're in, you're good. You know, you're like, you just got to get there.
I'm pretty sure that's what Rainer told him. It's like, you listen, once you're in, they're good because they ain't got no security.
Nobody's gonna notice you.
Nothing. They just got guns a few years ago, like all this other shit like that. So it just is what it is. This episode is just crazy. This episode is
it's a good episode though.
I loved it.
Yeah,
from a drama standpoint. Next episode. I mean, Jeff, I told you last week that this is getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Yeah. Like next episode, all I have to say is if you understand this reference, Puff Daddy, Steve Stout. That's all I'll say.
Puff Daddy, Steve Stout. Jesus Christ. Well,
that's all I'll say.
I know. I know what it means.
That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. You can look it up of what happened. That's all I'm gonna say for next episode. But that's been Titan time. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about, kick off our My Hero Academia Season 4 talk. We've gone way long on Titan time, but we're going to talk about My Hero Academia Season 4. We're going to kick that off, and we'll be right back.
With All Might retired, people everywhere are struggling with a sense of unease. In this new reality, fear is on the rise, and we need heroes more than ever.
If you want to get stronger, then walk on through.
If I worry about what everyone else is doing, I'll never be the best. I'll forge my own path to the #1 spot.
The symbol of peace is gone, and the people are looking not for a dim light, but a dazzling one.
At this point, those in the shadows and those in the light are both leaderless. Someone must take control. What are you planning?
Please, don't go.
When we put on our costumes and take to the streets,
we're heroes.
I've spread my roots across this country. I'll break the natural order of things.
Whatever it takes, I will save that girl!
And we're back.
What is up? What's going on?
So, we're here, obviously, with Nezu. Shout out to Nezu.
Shout out to Nezu.
To talk My Hero Academia Season 4. So, Nezu, what we have done thus far, we've talked about the first 3 seasons already. This podcast has extended long, as you heard, episode 86. We've been doing this for a minute. Like
we have
50 of them episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
Keep that in mind. But we started off where we should have.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. But so we talked about My Hero Academia Season 1 a couple summers ago. We talked about Season 2 and Season 3 last year. And now we're doing Season 4 because in like legitimately a month from now, a little bit less than a month, Season 5 is premiering. My Hero Academia Season 5. I love that thing. Have you read the manga?
No, I'm not a manga reader because I know that we'll keep on putting out episodes regardless. So I'm waiting for that episode to drop. But I heard where it's at in the manga right now is crazy.
We are here for Season 5. Season 5 is going to be Season 3 is pretty good. Season 5 is going to be the best season. I'll say that.
Wow.
I say that.
I'm excited.
I stand by that. Season 4, I love Season 4. It was kind of all right, but we're going to go through it anyway.
Fine, yeah.
We're going to go through it anyway, but I got to talk about last time on My Hero Academia. So last time, when we talk about Season 3, My Hero Academia, kids went to summer camp. Kids get kidnapped at summer camp. Ends up with All Might losing its powers and being out of commission and AFO in jail. Boom. Fast forward. Everyone except Bakugo and Todoroki get their provisional licenses. So they're doing their damn thing, except Bakugo and Todoroki. They got to go to remedial provisional license class or something along those lines.
Ouch.
Boom. Last episodes of the season, the League of Villains is trying to regroup and they hit up Overhaul. Overhaul shows up. If anything, he's very much so appropriate with the times with the mask on his face. He's really killing it right now.
Yes, I love the design.
I think we caught the Overhaul arc at the right time with everyone having to wear masks on their face. And we're also introduced to the big 3. So that was my 1-minute recap of My Hero Academia Season 3. I want to skip the first episode with that kind of creepy photographer who wants to talk to kids and discover the truth about shit.
Yeah.
Weird, but yeah,
He is weird. He is weird.
I was thinking, it was like your quirk is that you
can take pictures of whenever, of whatever. You're weird.
That's creepy. And you want to be around kids?
Yeah. This show has just had a weird turn just now,
Listen,
but I'm on
everybody
there.
Gotta have a quirk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
I guess so, man.
Even if it's your body just turns into like different photo things, it's just like, nah, I just take photos. That's my quirk.
You can turn a camera anywhere, guys, anywhere. Let's keep that in mind. All right?
Listen. So we're gonna skip that episode. But shout out to you if you love that episode. We're gonna hit all the major points in this thing. The first major points is that the villains are joining together in this post All Might world. It is, we're here, All Might's gone, he's no longer the thing of justice. Villains are out, they're doing their thing, they're robbing people, they're beating up heroes, they're doing the damn thing. Twice. You know what else I want to play during this?
What?
Every time I name a hero, I'm gonna ask Nezu if you would cosplay it.
Okay.
So Twice, would you cosplay Twice?
Twice?
Too masky? Too crazy?
I think so, but probably I really do like the design though. So it's a maybe. I think.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe on
Overhaul?
Twice.
Anything about Overhaul? Okay, absolutely. All right, so boom. You may get an Overhaul. Twice recruits Overhaul to the League of Villain base, which is this. They went from the underground bar, which was kind of like swaggy, and now
I like the underground bar, man.
I liked it too.
But we know what happened. We know what happened.
Yeah, now they're in an abandoned factory.
Which makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
The bar is like anybody can walk in and get a drink, like, you know?
Absolutely. So they're in an abandoned factory. Just to let you know, Nezu, every episode there's a police siren that goes across.
That's right. Meelz is in New York City, so
you just
it's part of the show. Like if we don't have it happen, things do get weird. So
I live on a very main street. I try to block it out early in the episode, but it came back around. So they're in the abandoned factory, and I mean their hideouts progressively get worse. By the end of the season, by the start of season 5, it's hilarious. No, actually by somewhere this season, like they go back to it this season, they're in like legit the bando. Like this shit is just some broken down shack in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so we have Overhaul who controls the Hisaki. Jeff. Hisaki?
Hasaki, yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right. And of course the League of Villains, and both are looking to get something out of this deal. Both are looking to rise up in this post All Might universe, and both want to be the leader, but neither wants to budge in this sort of situation. It's a very weird situation because Overhaul's clearly like, we want to use you because you guys had your chance at being awesome and you guys fucked it up. So
let me do it and let me use you guys.
Yeah. And to which Shigaraki is like, no, you asshole. Like it's something.
Yeah, fuck you. This is my shit. Like,
yeah. It's like, you want me to give up my people in this sort of situation? I'm sure this is how actual mob deals goes down.
I think so too. I'm not gonna let you take Toga. You kidding me? I'm not letting them take Toga.
I'm not anyone. I mean, they're all good at this point. They got a squad. League of Villains.
They do got a squad. They do got a squad. You know, I love the League of Villains.
I love them a lot. Yeah.
Meelz.
They could have used. What's up?
You know, I'm planning a Toga tat, right? Did you know this?
No, I did not know you were planning to get a tattoo of Toga.
I am.
Where?
I don't want to get into locations yet. It's happening though. I love Toga. Okay. I think it's a great design.
I agree. More power to you.
I love it.
Listen, Toga supremacy for real.
She's just so interesting.
So with this thing, okay, with this first discussion, what is everyone's kind of thoughts about Overhaul? He's going to end up being the main villain of this entire arc. You can talk about him even in the future, because Nezu, you won't be on future episodes unless you want to come back. But
yes,
we can just talk about Overhaul just in general. How do you feel about Overhaul?
I think. Wait, am I? Can I talk about like the entire season 4 or just?
Yeah, you can talk about the entire thing.
Oh,
I'm sure everyone who's listening has watched
Yeah,
this.
yeah, it's fine.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. If not, spoiler alert. But I think overall, as a villain, when we first got introduced to him, I thought he was so cool. I thought he was just awesome. He's like a clean freak or so, and he's just very what's the word? I don't know. He's just so cool, and you could just tell that he was very very strong. And then throughout the whole season, I just really liked him and his mannerisms and the way he just didn't give a fuck.
Mhm.
I love characters that don't give a fuck. That's why I love Toga so much, because she don't give a fuck. But then Deku respectfully made him his bitch. Like
he really did. He really did.
he just, oh no, that man's dignity was just, oh my gosh. And then Shigaraki like decayed his arm. Like, yeah.
Listen,
Like he just
It's because
it's a he owed him a favor. We're gonna talk
he
about
did
the favor
own.
that
He
owed him.
we will talk about the favor. I thought Overhaul to me, again, I love the mannerisms. I love how he carries himself. I did not think that he was the main source of like the end of this arc when I first saw him. I didn't think so. Like I thought he was going to be a piece of it, but I didn't know he would be like the main portion. And so when looking at how he kind of communicates with the League of Villains, he's very cocky, very confident, very eager. He pulled up in there. He meant business. He pulled up alone, or at least we thought he kind of pulled up alone, and he was like standing in front of everybody, like, "Hey, this is my plan. Let me do this. You guys will be fine." But I don't know. I think that for an antagonist, they hit the nail on the head. It just took me a while to see it, I guess.
Right, absolutely. I think it's because his design isn't like completely over the
Yeah,
top.
it's not like monstrous. Like, oh, he was.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was powerful, just how he carried himself.
Mhm.
Just like
Right.
Nezu said, but like it's very it's detailed. Like you got to really really watch to kind of see how he really is and how powerful he is.
Absolutely. We can talk about the events that happen all during this factory. So, Overhaul says something pretty much that that Team Shigaraki, the League of Villains, don't like, and Magnet pulls up, gets clapped,
bro.
Didn't see. I mean, when I first read it, I was like, "Wow, they just ended her."
But like awful though, like blood everywhere, dripping everywhere, blew up half the body. This is so crazy because we were just talking about Attack on Titan, and we saw one half fly into the air, and then we moved to this show, and this time it was just legs.
Right, but in this show, it's definitely not. I think Magnet is like, I don't know if she's the first. I don't think she's the first. She might be the first like death in the show. Like I know we get the first death of a hero this arc, this season. But she might be like one of the really first deaths in the show. And they going crazy because she explodes. And so Magna pulls up, gets clapped, Compress pulls up, gets his arm completely taken off.
Yeah. And then Shigaraki like turns a few of them to dust.
Yeah, one of Overhaul goons pulls up, gets clapped, and that's just how gang warfare happens, right? Like,
no, this is realistic.
Where they're like, and then at the end they're just like, let's call it truce. You've lost people, I lost people.
Right now you're mad. We'll talk. Yeah. It's like, what? Like, you kidding me? Like, you just pulled up in here with me, killed one of my best fighters,
right?
Toga's like, just let me cut him right now, please. Like, I can't take it no more.
Yeah. It's just, it's a wild moment. It's a wild moment.
It is. It's a really cool. It's like the first, 15 minutes of the episode as well?
Yeah, it was really,
which is
really
exciting.
Good. I think it set a really good tone for the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of been a bit like, even though it has been dark before, but it really was very dark.
It was. Absolutely. It was. Overhaul threw his card and it just perfectly landed in front of Shirai's feet.
Boom.
Interesting.
Take my card. Clean that up. Fly. I gotta clean myself up. It's weird. He also reacts like if you touch him, like his body breaks out. I was like, that is
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. So later in the set of episodes, we're going through episodes. I think it's the first 7 episodes. Later, Tomura pulls up to Shia Saikai's base and says he wants to work with them, but not under them. Fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do business, kids.
That is
we're
how you do
working
business.
with you. We're not working under you.
Yeah.
Despite still being threatened by Overhaul's goons. 2 conditions they had. 1, they don't work under them. And then 2, he wants to know about their plan because they are pushing some substances out in the streets. And they are, when I heard about this, the quirk killing bullets, when I heard that, that's
drugs,
that's been my like anxiety. So I read this after season 3. So I read this in the manga. As soon as season 3 ended, I was like, I can't take it. I just can't. I was gonna wait, but I can't. So I read it and I was like, oh, they're getting real.
Is the manga true to the anime?
The manga is an experience where you will love it, and the manga gets everyone so excited for the anime.
Right.
And it gets so good. The second half, I don't even know if it's the second half. I'm legitimately calling this the second half. It's so good because of all the character stuff like that. Like they've established a lot of stuff already, so we're not reestablishing things, but except I guess in season 5 a little bit. But it gets so good. I always recommend reading the My Hero manga, but take it.
Here we go. Man.
Take it at your speed.
Here we
Jeff
go.
hasn't finished it yet. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Jiu-Jitsu, man. Spy Family and Jiu-Jitsu really kind of pulled my arms right now. Spy Family is the cutest shit I've ever seen in my life.
You need to get on that Spy Family if you aren't already, Nezu.
It's so cute.
I love Spy Family.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So good.
Turn up.
And Sakamoto Days, I also recommend. That's a really, really good.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna put that on the list. I'm already reading that. So
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to speed this up because I know you got to get out of here. The second part of this thing, I'm going to call it Mo work study, Mo problems, because the students of Class 1A get more hero work studies despite everything that happened last semester with the work studies. I mean, one thing the school does not learn, it's from its mistakes, because the work study led to so many different things going wrong in season 2. The students learn, but at the same time, there's also big losses because the League of Villains are after them. But I guess, to me, I'm under the pretense that they're preparing the students for something much bigger, which is why the work study so early is so important.
Absolutely.
They're preparing these students for something much bigger that's happening. They recognize the threat of League of Villains, and they recognize the threat that they may have to the world, and the threat all because All Might isn't there, and they're going to realize they need a lot more people.
And also the politics as well. How you can't just like leave and just go fight a villain just because, justice. And it's I like that they had that in the anime because, normally it's like Naruto, for example, there's a villain, just go fight,
Right.
That's it.
No, you can't just go do that. And I kind of, even though this wasn't season 4, but I did enjoy seeing Ida, where he just didn't know how to process things. Like he wants to, follow the rules and stuff, but then again, there is a villain there, and it's just very interesting. I love the way they do
the ethics in the show. Yeah.
Absolutely. The government side of it and the rules and the regulation side of My Hero took me a while to like get used to. But once you understand kind of the society and you put yourself in the world, obviously it makes sense. I like the little stuff like that. You can't just go around doing shit. I had a conversation with Jamal Meelz about Hunter x Hunter and like the Zoldyck family all being assassins, but like they're just assassins. Like they don't they don't play by any rules. So I do like structure in this sense for this show.
Absolutely. So in terms of this, okay, so I'll go through the shorter stuff first. Ochako and Sue join Nejire at Ryukyu's agency, and they get a good amount of press doing that. Tokoyami gets an invitation from Hawks to intern him. Shout out to Hawks.
Shout out to Hawks.
That becomes an off-screen thing that ends up becoming an on-screen thing. Kirishima joins Tamaki Amajiki, one of the big three at Fat Gum's agency, and he gets his own moment, and he has his own episode, and it's
love it, love that.
I love that.
It's the introduction of Red Riot, and then
So
I
good.
guess the most important part, because Deku is the protagonist of the show. Deku reports at Mirio to Sir Nightaye's agency. I did not like Nighteye in the beginning because he seemed kind of like a prick.
Yeah, that whole like, make me laugh thing, and I think
Yeah,
attempt of like All Might. I think that was hilarious. And
Yeah,
they're like, you think that's funny?
it's funny. That's not the proper face structure of this. Even made the toys know that. And they're just like, he's like, but I was using it from the time that he went into like this vinegar thing, and I was just like, damn, they're
really
just All Might stands.
Yeah, like come on.
Yeah. Shout out. Oh, Nighteye, cosplay Nighteye. Yay, nay.
If I'm able to pull it off, like if I can get a wig that like that I can work with, let's say, and may have like a gender bend cosplay, then I think maybe that would probably.
I was gonna say the hair color is tough. The green, yellow. That's I feel like that's tough to get.
Yeah. He also meets Bubble Girl. I don't know if Bubble Girl is in the works because she got a lot of thing going on with her top.
Yeah, she's extra. But we like Bubble Girl.
We like Bubble Girl.
But she's definitely on the playlist.
Right. Okay. Cool. Has to go. So he has to go through this whole process. It's the same thing with Deku's last work study, and it's even the weird same because they both like when he went to the work study with Gran Torino, they're fighting in his living room.
Yeah,
he goes to the work study with Sir Nighteye
in the office,
fighting in his office.
It's like, come on, man. Can I do anything professional?
Right, using the things he learned from Gran Torino. So it's just other things like.
I really liked it because then we didn't really get to see Night Eye's power, but we got to sort of, in a way, understand his power and stuff. And Absolutely. We also got to see like a bit of growth from Deku as well.
Absolutely. So, Sir Nightaye's quirk is Foresight, where, from what I'm going to describe it from the show, he's able to see the future, but in like manga panels. Like he sees the future.
That's it. Absolutely.
He just sees everything in like manga panels. It's like, no, this is going to happen in chapter 301, and this is going to happen in chapter 306. That's my thing of his powers. But we learned that his power, he used to be the sidekick of All Might, which leads to a very prominent episode, which is, I'm going to go to this section now, the All Might Might Die section of the show.
Sure.
Deku,
we're there a few times.
Yeah. Deku asks All Might why he didn't tell him about Nighteye and Mirio, because Nighteye brings up the fact that maybe Mirio should have been the one who got One for All, which I would have been wildly. I would have slapped Sir Nighteye.
Super offended, bro. It's like, bro, don't question what I'm like. What you mean, bro? Like, I got this.
How many times do you save All Might?
That Mirio is like All Might's love child or something.
Yeah, it's like, calm down. No, I mean that's real though. That could be. They do have similar look.
Yeah, similar. A lot of things going on, but so he wonders why you didn't tell him. We get this super dramatic history, and I mean dramatic because there's like All Might's walking out the hospital. They're like, no, All Might, you can't walk, and he's like, I have to walk for the rest of my life.
But it's like, okay, that was.
And he's like, he's mad at, but he's like, All Might, you're gonna die a gruesome death if you continue doing the things that he's doing. And he's like, did you use your foresight on me? Like, I told you not to use your foresight on me. And he's just, I would have been mad too. Like, you obviously preying into my future, like to see things that are happening. He's like, no, if you keep going the way you're going, you're gonna die a gruesome death. And he's like, I don't care. It's just, super dramatic. And then Principal Nezu, ding ding.
He said it.
Recommends Mirio as a successor. He's like, oh my, why don't you come teach at the school? And I also have a student who could be One for All thing. And he's just like, but the story goes that before All Might signs up for the school thing, he meets Deku and he gives his power to Deku, and before he ever meets Mirio, and life changes, of course. He told him 6 years ago So Sir Nighteye tells All Might 6 years ago that he will die around now. And he thought he was going to kick the bucket against AFO, but due to the promise that he made Deku's mom and wanting to see him live out the next symbol of peace, he, I guess, decides to live. I
mean, first of all, it's like dying around now. What is like? Come on, bro. We done been through this together. Why can't you just tell me so I can be prepared for this?
We're gonna get to that part because there's a hero who asks that very question.
Yeah, it's like super foul. Like, just tell me, man.
That's my favorite part of the next part we get into because Rocklock is like, "Yo, can you just look into the future and let us know?"
The black man asks the right questions, right? Of course, it had to be him.
Come on. Okay, all right. Speeding through because for time. Let's go to the actual plot. I call this the actual plot. Sir Nightheye's agency has been overlooking a situation with the Shia Saikai and its leader Overhaul. They have a hunch that he is trying to spark up old villain generation. He's trying to do it with the League of Villains. They also want to look around because they seem to be manufacturing these drugs that either enhance quirks or completely destroy quirks. So they're on patrol. The first patrol that Deku and Mirio have, they bump into Overhaul. What do you know? Just out of the blue. First of all, that entire exchange was very casual for one being a villain, a known villain, and one being two known heroes.
Yeah.
Very casual.
But it kind of have to be. Like start anything.
I guess.
I suppose. Yeah.
I guess they kids. They can't like really like lock them up or
that
like.
Kind of showed Deku's progression a lot because I guess one of the issues with him and I guess other students as well was like whenever like it's a villain, it's like let's go beat him up. Like it just they sometimes you just have to take a step back and analyze the situation first. And then, make your moves, But then that was a big growth from him because he really wanted to whoop some ass right there.
Yeah. He wanted to save Eri.
He did.
He did.
Love Eri.
Eri was frightened. Who would you have been in this situation? Deku or Mirio? Because Mirio was like...
Yeah. Deku for sure. I mean, you got a little girl. She looks frightened. She's... First of all, she's in... hospital wear, like she's hurting. And then if a dude comes out the alley, chasing this little girl, claiming, it's my daughter. Look at this guy. Look at him. I'm not letting this dude go anywhere with this girl. He's got to look at his mask, man. It's not medical.
Of all, they decide at some point during this entire exchange, Overhaul's like, let's talk about this more in this alley.
I want to do something back here. Come on.
Yeah,
come on.
let's
dark.
It's too much going on outside. Let's talk in this back alley.
Look how this guy's dressed.
And everyone kind of knows what's going to go on. But Mirio's like, yeah, cool, right? Like, I know kids.
They're wild, always running away.
They can be a handful. I might have been Lemillion or Mirio in this situation, just like playing coy. Obviously, like, we can't go crazy right now, even though I want to like go off. But it's like we can't go crazy right now. But eventually, both of them feel guilty for not saving this girl. Fast forward. The heroes have a major meeting with all the top level heroes and all the low level heroes and all the kids and stuff like that to talk about the situation that everything brings to light. I took a few notes. The notes I have. Rocklock hates these little white kids.
Yes, he does. He doesn't like them being associated with. They're just kids.
He's like, yo, why we gotta explain everything here? Like
they're stupid kids.
If they weren't here, we wouldn't have to explain the situation. Why are we talking about all this other basic shit? Come on, let's get to the actual point. Rocklock got a life.
Fair enough, honestly.
Sir Nighteye reveals that the this is what happens when you never say it, but always like think it. Are involved in a crime ring with distributing quirk enhancers, etc., etc. The canceling bullets contain blood and cell samples from a human, which shocks everyone. And they put together that it must come from Eri, who had bandages all over her. And Overhaul's quirk gives him the body to shift matter however he feels. And they're like,
no way.
I mean, that's sick, by the way.
It is sick. It is sick, yeah.
That establishes him as the villain. It's kind of cheap, but it establishes him as the villain.
It does.
Like, okay,
it does.
You're like
we get it now.
Little girls.
Yeah.
Night Eye's plan is to gain more intelligence before making a move, but everyone else, including Rock Lock, is like, yo, but if you can see to the future, why don't you just tell us what happens,
Come on,
Chief?
That's true. Like,
explain.
Know what's gonna happen, and
Did you like his excuse?
Like, it's like when they asked Dr. Stone, like, not Dr. Stone, wow, Doctor Strange in the movie. Then imagine him just being like, no.
Yeah, it's like, no, this is important. You can do it.
Yeah. He was like, wait. And he's like, yo, this is extremely dangerous situation. People might die. And he's like, so can you just tell us if we're going to die?
Right. Like, what did you like his excuse for not being able to tell him?
It's a very traumatic excuse. I get
it.
It
is.
I think it's the All Might thing of like,
it is the All Might thing.
All Might gonna die, and then All Might pretty much like calling him a wasteman for the last like 5 years of just been like, nah, you kicked off the team. You off team All Might. So it might be that. I think it's built up a lot from that. He could still do it, but he also says like, also it takes 24 hours for me to do it. Like, I can do it once per day. Work on your quirk. Kids in school are trying to work on their quirk. Maybe you need to go back to school. Let's see. So they garner intelligence after discovering. I'm really speeding through this. So they garner intelligence after discovering one of Ares' keepers, buying her a doll. They're buying her the Glitter Squad doll, and he's like, "Here, I love Glitter Squad. Reads your mind." And at 8:30 a.m., they have everything prepared to bust through the walls. When one of the 8 bullets busts through the walls and sends everything flying, everything begins. The battle ensues outside. Night-Eye's people go inside, and Overhaul and Chrono prepare their resistance/escape plan. And that is where we kind of end off things. We end off things with everything getting busy, everything getting crazy, in just My Hero fashion. And you know this is about to be a wild arc.
It turns up.
Especially when you got quirk-killing bullets involved in this. That's all we got for this episode. I want to thank Nezu, of course.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
This was amazing.
Thank you for showing up, for real.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know you had a long day, but I'm glad you're able to just chill and talk anime.
I loved it. And talk about Attack on Titan. I will always be up to talk about Attack on Titan. Always talk about anime. Love it so much, honestly.
Absolutely. Where can people follow you? Plug all your crazy stuff.
So you can follow me on Instagram. I cosplay on there. It's Madara's Daughter. You can find me on TikTok, Madara's Daughter, and find me on Twitter. But beware on Twitter. I just talk a lot of stuff out of my ego. Like, don't take me seriously on there. I am a troll on there. And, also, I host Clubhouse calls with Anime Anonymous, who are very fantastic. Hopefully, you get to have them on the show one day. Well, a few of us, because like 14, that's a lot of people. But one day, so Anime Anonymous on Clubhouse, and yeah, that's me really.
That's awesome. Also, Sukuna's side dish is some of like that's just great work. Just great work. I don't know. I had to say that. Like,
it was that or Sukuna's spare finger or something like
that. Oh God!
Wow. Okay.
Love it.
Thank you guys for tuning in. You can always follow The Lookout at The Lookout RNC on Twitter. You can follow myself at Meelz TV, Jeff at Old Newsboy on Twitter. And you want to talk about anime with us, we are here. You can subscribe to this podcast at The Lookout RNC Radio on Twitter, where you catch all our episodes, including this one, our manga one, the Big Eyes podcast, and a couple more that we got and stuff. New episode of Mount Silver coming out this episode with all the Pokemon news.
Pokemon news, yeah.
You have that to look forward to this week with Jeff, myself, and Pat. But until then, thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, we will be back next week for another episode with Titan Time.
Yes.
We'll talk about more My Hero Academia. But until then, we'll see you guys. Take care.
Yeah.